For motivating teams, there are a couple of things that matter to me. The first one, I believe, is your team needs to see you working as hard or harder than they do. There's nothing less motivating than having a boss who checks in late, leaves early, and you don't feel like they're part of the team or in the trenches with you. The second thing I like to do is be constantly on the hunt for additional challenges for my team.
Well, it's interesting. I think the most important thing that teams need to feel motivated is to feel valued. I think it's really about them feeling like their work matters and feeling like they're being heard.
When it comes to creativity and technology, I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that the tool needs to be appropriate for the job you're trying to accomplish.
Technology is tricky because what you want is you want for the technology to support your process, which means you need to have good process in place before you implement technology. Because what we find in our work is that when we go into organizations that have implemented technology without understanding process and without doing a requirements doc in advance, the technology actually highlights the process problems as opposed to supporting the workflow.
The key to an efficient workflow is understanding that to improve the process, that's part of your job. It requires full-time dedication. It's not a hobby and it's not an afterthought. If you don't treat it with the seriousness that you treat the other parts of the work, it'll never happen.
Well, that's a big question because workflow is very specific to different types of organizations. Even within internal in-house agencies, there's so many differences in workflow. So one answer is to understanding the different types of work, the different channels of work, and the different tiers and levels of work so that you can organize workflow efficiently. But this is what we do as consultants. We go in and we analyze and look at workflow and look for ways to optimize that are specific to an organization, because I really don't think there's a one-size-fits-all.
People wanting to take creative ops to the next level, I would say that the most important thing to keep in mind is that you have to deal with a great number of stakeholders outside of your immediate control. So you're going to have to use persuasion. This really is one of the life skills that comes with learning, but it really is all about having influence without authority.
What's really important is to look on the inside first. A lot of people look at what everyone else is doing, but just because it's working for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you.